We're back working on the boss again. Finally got the tune from Lund today, so now I'm kind of getting my butt in gear, getting these headers on, and put this intake on and load the tune. I want to see what this thing sounds like, and how much different the tune is compared to the red track key. A lot of people say that it's a whole lot better than the red track key. So we're gonna put that to the test, and you guys will get to see it too. Just figured I would take you around the shop here. And this is another project I'm working on for guys, putting the motor in this thing, and this thing's been in here for like a month, just for them trying to get a motor for it, and finally got it last night. They brought one from the junkyard, so I'm literally just gonna stick it in there and cross my fingers it runs and just get rid of it to get it out of the way. This over here is the motor I pulled out of it. As you can tell, I don't think this one's gonna be running. There's a little something missing there. But I'm gonna pull the oil pan off of it just to see what failed. And I'll show you guys that at some point in a video. The crank is definitely sitting in there crooked, so I'm sure it broke. I just don't know where. I'm thinking it may have just broke right here at the end. But it took a pretty hard lick just to, I mean, it ripped the bolt out, and as you can tell, it cracked the block, a big chunk of it missing. And then he actually had a spare motor with it, but it ended up being locked up, and I've got it right here all disassembled in pieces. And this, I honed some of the cylinders to get the rust out, and for the most part they cleaned up good, but there's still a few that's got some really deep pits in them, and it would have to be bored, and they weren't interested in doing that, so we just get another motor to stick in it, which is fine with me because that's a whole lot less work. And this motor mount here is trashed, so definitely got a lot of work to do. I'm gonna start on this thing tomorrow maybe, but I figured we'd go ahead and get started on the boss. At least try to get, well, definitely get part of the X pipe removed, or pull, well actually we'll probably just pull the whole X pipe out, and maybe try to get this driver's side manifold off. I mean, it looks the easiest out of both sides. I do know the instructions say to pull the steering shaft out and possibly that motor mount. I'm not sure, I'll have to look, but I think that's gonna, I don't think this side here will be bad at all. I could be wrong, but then this side over here, I do know I have to pull the battery tray out and whatnot, but it's a whole lot tighter from up top, so I feel like I'm going to be doing that one from under the car. So I'll set you guys up and let you watch along. Got some more progress made on the boss here, just show you guys what's going on. So I decided just drop the K-member out. I mean, it literally took me 15-20 minutes to get it out, and there's no fighting for room or struggling to get the headers in. And I've got the factory manifold out and got the driver's side long tube just about ready to go in. I've got to change over the O2 sensor, and I added the O2 harness extension on the back, and as you can tell here, see how much room I've got, and I've got to remove a couple of those studs to get this to go back in. And they also send you this bolt here for let's see here. This is the third back from the front, so you remove the factory stud and put in the bolt. But the directions say they send you a stud, but they actually sent me a bolt. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but I don't know if they just meant bolt, but it looks like they've put in a different stud. I'm not sure, but the bolt should work either way. Maybe that's an update and they hadn't updated the directions, I'm not sure. But yeah, the driver's side manifold come off pretty easy, and looks like it should be straightforward. Putting the long tubes back on. I haven't even looked at the passenger side yet, but like I said, removing that K-member just made a ton of room. So I'll put you guys down here and let you watch as I mount the header back on. So this stud right here is the one that we've got to take out and put the bolt in place of. And it also says to remove the factory studs on the bottom. They say it makes it a lot easier to get the header on, but like this very back one came out anyways, the nut didn't come off, it just backed the stud out. So we'll let you guys watch along here. I think I'll go ahead and put that bolt in place up there, because it looks like it's going to be very difficult to get to. So I've got the bolt in, and I've threaded it in enough where I think the header will slide under it. But I'll show you in just a second the way that header's made. It's not very much room at all. I think it's pretty much guaranteed you'll have to use a wrench from the top to tighten it. But I may be able to do it down here. Alright, so now we'll remove the bottom 3 studs that are remaining. Alright, I got all the studs back in and the nuts on, And I'm gonna give them a once over, make sure we're good and tight. Everything's good, but there's what it looks like. I mean, the fit and finish on these things are just great. Of course, they look a little bit high back there, but that's because I've got the motor jacked up, which really, I think you can let this thing down a little bit and have a little bit more room, but really I'm not having a hard time. One thing that sucked was getting that stud back up in there. That was a pain to get on. And then this one here was a little tough because lucky me, my 15mm ratchet wrench, the gears fell out of it yesterday. So I had to do it the old fashioned way. But we're getting there. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna double check these, make sure everything's good. And then tomorrow I'll put the other side back on. We'll put the K-member in, put the PMAS on, and load the tune on it and see what it sounds like. Alright, so I got the passenger side header on now. I should have done this one first. The driver's side spoilt me. It was super easy compared to this one. On this one, the top 3 rear nuts, you have to put every one of them on with a wrench. And the second one back from the front is a total pain. So do yourself a favor and get you a 15mm ratchet wrench, and it will save you a lot of time. Like I said, or like you seen, mine was busted and the gearing fell out of it, so I was stuck using the open end side, which absolutely sucked. But I've got this one completely tightened down, ready to go. Had to pull the starter out, and while I had it out, I went and put some heat tape on it. I didn't put much, but I thought it'd be better than nothing. I mean, right here's the main part that you don't want to overheat, and that's going to be closest to the header anyways. And I've heard people having trouble without putting anything on here or wrapping the header, kills their starter. So I put this on there just to try it. We'll see. It may not do no good. It's supposed to protect up to against 2,000 degrees as far as radiating heat, so we should be good there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the starter back in. AC compressor, I had to take it loose, and as you can see, the belt, I just got to slide it back and put the bolts in it, and that'll tighten the belt back up. But with this AC compressor back right here, I mean, it may be doable, but to me, it wasn't worth struggling. And like I said, with the K-member too, I've heard of people doing these without dropping the K-member, and I don't see the point. I mean, you drop that thing, like I said, I had it out in like 15 minutes. Completely easier. So I don't know why you wouldn't do that. It's very simple to take out. Just go ahead and drop it and save yourself the time and hassle. It ain't worth it. So, like I said, go ahead and get the starter back in, AC compressor, motor mount, and button up some of this wiring. And right here, I put some heat tape on this harness, but it looks like this part right here is close to it too, so I may put heat tape on this just to help prevent some stuff. But this right here looked like it got hot anyways, and all the plastic had cracked, so I don't think I was harming anything by putting it on there. So, but since it's going to be close here, I may go ahead and wrap this too, and I may wrap this if it ends up being close. And then this O2 sensor here is a pain in the butt to get disconnected above the transmission, and I went ahead and put my extension on. I'm not 100% sure that you need the extension right here on this side. You definitely do on the driver's side, but I'll go ahead and use the extension, and I'll just tie everything up nice and neat up there. Alright guys, I'll catch you guys here in just a minute as soon as I get all this stuff bolted back up, and we'll put the K-member in it, and then I'll take you guys up top and we'll put the intake on and the coil pack covers. and we'll be ready to load a tune. All right, we got all that done. Now it's time to put the intake on. All right, guys, there it is. Pretty much wrapped up. I'm so ready to start this thing up, see what it sounds like. And better yet, I'm ready to drive it and see if I can feel a difference. And one thing that sucks is it's dead winter right now and we just had snow, so it doesn't look like I'm gonna be driving it for a while, but at least I can crank it up and see how it does. All right, guys, I'll go download the tune and get a starting video. Got the tune loading on, so here in just a second we'll be able to start it. due to the X pipe not matching up, but I just ordered another one, so we'll have that fixed up. Yeah, huge exhaust leak, but I'll get that fixed. Everything sounds good up here, no leaks. We'll have to let this coolant get the air out of it. But it sounds good. I don't hear a single issue. So thanks for watching, and I'll be making another video once I can get the X pipe and go drive it some, and we'll have some exhaust videos.